Alright, now it's time to talk about the elastic IP address, okay? So actually, to allocate EIP or elastic IP address to EC2, we will do the following, okay? So previously, as you can see here from the EC2 directory, the main.tf, so provider AWS, and open the region, the access secret key, and we already talked about these, that they must be exported in the environment variable. Or, by the way, if you are using AWS, you can use the AWS parameter store. But anyway, this is just for the sake of the example and the course. So here, the resource is AWS instance, EC2. It's the name of the EC2 inside this template. The AMI, we choose based on this region. We choose the AMI ID. The instance type here is T2 micro. Okay. All right. Now, so far, so good. All right. We already learned that from the previous lecture. Now it's time to create another resource, and this time I will call it AWS underscore EIP. Now let's name this to my EIP, okay? And open the braces, then we will put instance equal and the value. And here you choose the instance that you want to assign it this EIP, okay? And in my case, I will choose this. So actually, let's delete that. I will choose AWS instance. I'm just showing you how to do a copy paste. As you can see, AWS instance, then .ec2. As you can see, copy paste, no problem. Then put the attributes. Okay. So in my case, I will put the ID. Now you may ask me, how did I know about this? Well, actually, this is not I invent that. Actually, I got that from the official documentation. So I got it here. So here is the AWS EIP. You can search about it, no big deal. For AWS, you choose the EC2, then the EIP, okay? So here, you can see that regarding the AWS EIP, you can see that AWS instance.id. So it accepts ID. So this is the ID of the instance, all right? Cool, so far so good. And then finally, to make sure that we have it, so let's put an output here. Let's name it my out EIP, okay? And then here we want to choose this AWS underscore EIP, or I'm choosing actually the copy paste mechanism. It is faster. Dot, but I forgot to put the value here actually. So value equal, and this AWS EIP dot my EIP dot the public IP, because after all it is a public IP address. Okay. Now this is the elastic IP address. I am assuming that you are familiar with it. By the way, it is just a public IP address, but even after destroying the instance, it can be assigned to another instance, not like the public subnet and whatever. All right, so far so good. Now it's time to go to the directory, which is EC2, which is this one, as you can see here, which is this one, yeah, that has the main.tf file. Now let's put the Terraform plan first. So plan like that. You can see that, as you can see here, the plan to create or to add 2 resources. Okay. So here for the outlet, never mind about this. So you can see that it's AWS EIP. This is the resource, and another resource, which is the instance, which is what we learned previously, and so on. Okay. So actually, let's put Terraform apply. You can see that you need to provide the yes here, like previously, and it starts creating the EC2 instance. So you can see that it has been created successfully. And here the my out EIP, which is this one. So you can see that it has been created successfully. And here is the my out EIP, which is this one. Now to check that, actually, let's go to the console, to the same region, which is North Virginia in my case. And if I go to the instances, cool, you can see that it has been created successfully. Now here is the IP address, and by the way, this is the public IP address, but this IP address is not just a public IP address, it is EIP as well. Okay, which means elastic IP address. How did I know about it? Well, the first thing, because it is the same IP address that we used here in the template. So you can see the output here is end with 170. So, and here 170, the same IP address. Okay. The other thing, you can see open the address from here. No, actually, sorry, from here I mean. you can see that it will go to the EIP console, okay, which is this one. Here, you can find it here, the elastic IP address, or from the console, you can scroll a little bit. You can see under the network and security. So from elastic IP, and here it is, okay? So action, you can disassociate, associated, so which means that it worked correctly. Now it's time to destroy it, actually. So apply Terraform destroy. Sorry, maybe I made a mistake. Yeah, destroy, sorry about this. And let's see, press yes. So you can see that the output will be changed to from this to none, which means it will be deleted. So to destroy the EC2 instance and the EIP. So yes, cool, it has been destroyed completely. So if I go here and I refresh it, you can see that there are no elastic IP address, as you can see. And if I scroll a little bit to the instances to see if there are any instance or what, or something, so you can see that it has been terminated successfully.